On this week's Rebel Report, we look at Rebel football's home game against island rival Hawaii. UNLV pauses to honor those lost in the tragic Las Vegas shooting last month. Then we get a sneak peek of the Lady Rebels as they prepare for their season opener. And finally, our Runnin Rebel basketball fans test their knowledge in an intense game of basketball trivia.
Brandon McCoy. Yeah.
The Rebel Report starts right now. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Rebel Report. Now, at this point in the season, you've probably seen our faces once or twice, 4, 5, 6 times maybe. But for any first-time viewers out there, welcome. I'm Haley Brooks.
And I'm Alex Wong, and this week we'll be bringing you, as always, the latest Las Vegas sports news, including the owner of the city's newest franchise, Brett Lashbrook of the Las Vegas Lights.
And we color coordinated today. We just wanted to say that the Raiders opened up an apparel store at Town Square, plus groundbreaking is next week, so, you know.
Yeah, and, you know, Las Vegans can get ready for when the Raiders are here in 2020. And on November 4th, the UNLV Rebel football team took on the University of Hawaii Warriors at Sam Boyd Stadium, but this wasn't your ordinary football game.
Right. Not only did the Rebels need a win in hopes to keep the prospect of a bowl game alive, but as Casey Carpenter shows us, there was a little something extra on the line in what is now called the Ninth Island Showdown.
I'm here at Sam Boyd Stadium where UNLV is hosting Hawaii, and it's a huge game. It's the Island Showdown for this huge pineapple. And there's another record getting ready to be broke today.
The Island Showdown was a perfect climate for great football. The only score in the first quarter was from the Rebels with a fake handoff to Lexington Thomas from quarterback Johnny Stanton, who ran 4 yards for the touchdown. While Hawaii didn't manage to get past the Rebel defense and into the end zone, they did manage 2 field goals from Alex Trifonovich. The Rebels led 7-6 at the half. Halftime saw some authentic dancing from the Islands and a ton of Ninth Island support. The Rainbow Warriors got their first touchdown in the third quarter with Drew Brown connecting to Dylan Cawley for a 20-yard TD, putting Hawaii in the lead. That set the Rebels on fire with 3 touchdowns in 8 minutes. Stanton connected to Presley with a 52-yard pass for a touchdown, which put the Rebels in the lead. Then, in their next possession, Stanton connects with Kendall Keys for a 10-yard grab for another touchdown. The Rebels' onside kick worked perfectly and set them up for Lexington Thomas's 3-yard run. He was pretty happy to also hit the 1,000-yard rushing mark during the game.
Both of them is amazing. Like I told you before, the 1,000 yards something I never did before. Since I was, that feels amazing, and I can't wait to celebrate it.
The Rainbow Warriors managed a fourth quarter touchdown with a 2-yard run from Diosemi St. Just, and UNLV marched back down the field with Darren Woods Jr. making a catch, putting them in position for a field goal. Drew Brown and the Rainbow Warriors couldn't get past the Rebels' defense and had to settle for a field goal from Trifonovich. The final score, 31-23, Rebels win. Coach Sanchez couldn't be more focused.
You know, winning 2 in a row, getting ourselves right back into the hunt. Again, we can't look past the next game. We're going to play a talented BYU football team that's struggling right now, but they've got a lot of talent on that team, and they're a team that's used to winning.
And that's it. The Rebels locked up the pineapple in their 5th straight win over Hawaii and Las Vegas. Next up is BYU in their last home game of the season at Sam Boyd Stadium. For the Rebel Report, this is Casey Carpenter.
Now that looked like a fun game,
Right.
and I wonder where they're going to put the pineapple
Right
to be
here.
displayed.
For
the Rebel Report would love the pineapple.
Just have it right here on every show. So if you guys are listening, put the pineapple right
Pineapple.
there. Just bring it to us.
Now, from Hawaii to Alaska, some good news for all the basketball fans out there.
That's right. The Runnin Rebels had their exhibition game against Alaska-Fairbanks on November 3rd. Lupita Negrete shows us the first time this year as the Runnin Rebels take to the floor.
Coming off the worst record in school history, the Runnin Rebels are back, looking for success with some new faces.
The fireworks are back, and the Runnin Rebels are back on the court. Thomas and Mack Center filled up once again on November 3rd, with fans eager to see their team back in action. The Rebels went up against Alaska-Fairbanks for an exhibition game that ended with the Rebels winning 97-73. Junior Shakur Justin led the team with 24 points, followed by junior Javon Murring with 16 points. The Nanuks were led by Aminofis Mitchell's 13 points.
Going into this game, we didn't know how it was going to go, but Alaska-Fairbanks, they was a nice team. They gave us a nice run. It's just, like I told coaches, this is a learning game. We did a lot of good things, but we did a lot of bad things. So it was at the end of the day, it was just a great game.
Even though top recruit freshman Brandon McCoy had to sit out due to an ankle injury, that didn't stop another freshman, Shaq Mbake Dion, from making his grand debut with 9 points and a game-high 8 rebounds.
I think the freshmen were a little like, oh, wow, because a lot of them had never been to games, hadn't come here for official visits and stuff and hadn't seen that. So that was kind of cool.
The team will be back on the court when they open the regular season on November 11th against Florida A&M. For the Rebel Report, I'm Lupita Negrete.
All right, don't worry, Rebel fans. Coach Menzies says Brandon McCoy should be back and ready to play for their season opener against Florida A&M on November 11th.
Good. We kind of need him.
I know. I'm so excited that he's going to be back for a season opener.
Well, on a more serious note, it's been over a month since the October 1 shooting on the Las Vegas Strip, but UNLV continues to be Vegas strong.
I was able to honor the victims while covering UNLV's Remembrance ceremony November 2nd, where we heard from students who were shot during the attack, including UNLV hockey coach.
It's been over a month since the October 1 shooting and hearts are still heavy, but here at UNLV they're hosting a remembrance ceremony including musical performances and speakers such as Nick Robone, UNLV's assistant coach to the Skating Rebels. On November 2nd, UNLV held a remembrance ceremony to recognize the response from the UNLV community and to honor those who tragically lost their lives or were injured during the October 1 shooting. The ceremony also touched on the overwhelming response from the community, especially students.
I'm honored and humbled to be president of a university where in a time of great need, our campus community immediately stepped in and responded with incredible acts of heroism, compassion, and commitment, all in service to others, helping others in distress.
It was an emotional moment at UNLV as the community united to put together this remembrance ceremony, which included a heartfelt musical performance by students.
I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't go.
When Nicholas Raboni, assistant coach to the UNLV Skating Rebels, was asked to speak at the ceremony, Raboni did not hesitate to show what Vegas Strong really means.
I wanted to reiterate the value of choice. As a community, we have a choice of how we're going to respond to the tragedy that occurred on October 1st. Personally, I'm going to choose to remember the good rather than the evil, the heroes rather than a coward, and that one heinous act brought out hundreds of courageous and selfless deeds. Let us always remember the choices we make today are what molds our future and beyond. Thank you.
As time passes, the Las Vegas community will heal, but we will never forget the events that happened here on October 1st. And UNLV will always be Vegas strong. For the Rebel Report, I'm Alex Wong.
It's been so great to see the UNLV community supporting each other, and even after a month, no tragedy can ever break this Las Vegas spirit.
And in other news, Lady Rebels head coach Kathy Olivier is going into her 10th season here at UNLV. She's definitely set on having another successful season with her team, which will feature 10 returners from last season. Arlinda Gregory gives us a sneak peek into the Lady Rebels practice as they prepare for their season opener November 10th.
UNLV women's basketball team is getting ready for their season opener November 10th against Portland State. The Lady Rebels are bringing back 4 starters from last year's squad that posted a 22-11 overall record and reached with the postseason for the first time since 2012 with an at-large bid to WNIT.
Coming off 22 wins from last year is a big deal. We have a lot of returners back. We don't have a lot of experience back though. Like we need people that have played on the floor. I mean, clearly Brooke has a lot of experience. Paris, Katie, Nikki was injured last year. We're excited, extremely excited about having her back. But I feel good. I feel like we have more depth in the post than we've had in a long time. I feel like our perimeter game is good. We just have to be consistent. Go hard, which we always do, but we got to make sure that we're playing consistent, good basketball.
Junior point guard Nikki Wheatley, who will be starting point guard after her season-ending knee injury last season. Wheatley's knee injury occurred on Game 10 of last season. However, she received a medical red shirt, putting her back in the lineup to be starting point guard.
No, it feels great to come back, and I feel like my teammates have said it, and I've tried to, because I had so much time over the summer to get my strength back and stuff, they're like, you haven't even skipped a beat, so I feel like I'm even better that I didn't go backwards at all, so it's exciting to be back, and I feel like I'm better than I was last year.
In addition to Wheatley returning, 3-year starter Brooke Johnson returns for her 4th year, averaging 12.2 points per game in her 2016-17 season, along with 2 returning juniors, Paris Strawther, averaging 8.7 points per game, and Katie Powell's averaging 7.5 points per game. UNLV's women's basketball team has a very competitive season this year and has been predicted to finish 5th out of the 11 teams in the 2017-18 Mountain West preseason poll. These ladies definitely face a competitive non-conference schedule this season, but it's only in preparation to get them ready for the Mountain West Conference game against preseason favorite Boise State on December 30th. From the Rebel Report, I'm Marlinda Gregory.
This is the 3rd year in a row that the Lady Rebels will play the entire month of November at home with 5 straight games in the Cox Pavilion.
All right, let's head over now to the golf course. The annual PGA Tour stop in Las Vegas ended with a close finish.
Yeah, the Shriners Hospital's Children for Open showcased another great event. Michaela Jackson joins us in the studio right now to break it down. Michaela?
At the end of the last round, 3 golfers tied 9 under par in some really windy conditions. It led to a lengthy playoff at TPC Summerlin before the winner took home his first ever PGA Tour title. Thousands of people watched a show between 3 golfers. Their names were Patrick Cantley, Alex Cheka, and Wee Kim. At the par 4 18th hole, Alex Cheka missed a putt to win the tournament. Then, all 3 golfers bogeyed that hole. They went back to the tee-off at the 18th for the second playoff hole. To avoid the water on the left side, Cantley hit into the rough behind 2 trees on the right side. He was able to hit the ball above the trees and into the green. Cantley was the last player to sink his ball into the hole. He finished the hole with a par and beat Wee Kim and Alex Cheka. Cantley bogeyed 3 holes before winning the tournament with a par.
But to keep fighting through it, I made some clutch bogey putts there, and really just trying to stick with it every shot and really keep a good mental frame of mind even when it's tough, and I did a good job of that all day.
Cantley turned pro in June 2012, but was unable to compete in the PGA Tour during 2013 due to back injuries. These past 3 years, Cantley attempted to come back, but needed more time off due to his injury.
You know, I've been expecting to win for a while now, and with being out for so long, there was a little delay, but happy to get my first one, and hopefully they start piling up.
He returned to the course for the Shriners Open and left with a victory. This win earns him a spot in the Masters at Augusta National. This was Cantley's first PGA Tour career win. Cantley's tournament earnings were over $1 million, and Las Vegas local Charlie Huffman will be donating his tournament earnings to the victims of the October 1st shooting that occurred at Route 91 Harvest Festival. Now, let's send it over to our interview set for this week's Rebel Report Timeout.
Rebel Report Timeout.
I'm Lindsay Duvall, and today we have Brett Lashbrook, owner of the Las Vegas Lights, in studio with us to discuss the pro soccer team's new home here in Sin City. Welcome. So, for so long, Las Vegas hasn't been allowed to have pro teams. A lot has changed in this past, few years, mostly this year. What are your thoughts on the distractions that kept teams from coming here?
Well, I'll start by saying I don't know why pro soccer hasn't come here, right? And I think it's a long time coming. So I used to say, in the United States, now in the entire world, Las Vegas is the second largest market in the entire world without professional soccer, and it doesn't make sense. When you look at the size of our population, the demographics of our population, the average age of our population, you look at our $20 average ticket price, how that works with this population. This sport is the #1 youth participation sport for years here. It's been following it internationally and domestically for years. It's just long overdue, right? So we're happy to finally right that wrong. Why it hasn't happened, I'll let the other leagues speak to that.
So you got nothing negative to say about it. Nothing but
we
positive.
could not be more excited to call Las Vegas and downtown Las Vegas our home. We think it's the perfect match for pro soccer.
Well, being a soccer fan, I'm super happy you guys are here.
Fantastic.
And you have a new logo. Can you tell us your thoughts and feelings on that logo?
Yeah, so we really want this team to be about the fans, for the fans, by the fans, of the fans. So this summer when we were awarded the team, we asked fans to submit names, and over 1,000 people submitted names. We whittled that down to 6. We then had over 10,000 people locally vote online and came up with the name Las Vegas Lights FC. We thought the name was so great. We thought it was this great kind of representation of the city. We said, why don't we let the fans design the logo, right? If this truly is for the fans, we have this awesome opportunity with a blank sheet of paper. So we went out to the fans and said, give us your design inspiration. And we had over 400 people to give us shapes, sizes, colors, actual design logos, et cetera, of what things to represent Las Vegas. And we put all that together and we came out with a logo that we think we're really proud of. And we think it's this unique Vegas twist on that traditional soccer logo. So we took the traditional soccer crest, but we made it into the Welcome to Las Vegas sign that's twisted. Instead of regular font, we use neon font. We use the official City of Las Vegas colors, which are light blue, yellow, and pink. No other city, no other team, no other sport gets away with having pink in their official logo. We think we can. We're fully embracing being in Las Vegas, and we think the logo really represents what we want to be as a club.
Yeah, we can see that there on your scarf, all of those colors, and Las Vegas lights. I mean, clearly that makes sense here with a city with a lot of lights.
Yes, yes.
So you've had a lot of success in your past USL, club teams. How do you feel you're going to bring a fan base here in Las Vegas?
So it goes back to what we talked about before. We're the second largest market that doesn't have a team. And if you look at the success of soccer in this country over the last 5, 10, 15 plus years, Major League Soccer today averages more fans per game than both the NBA and the NHL. And you look at us in the United Soccer League, there's teams in Cincinnati averaging 20,000 fans a game. There's a team in Sacramento that sold out every game at 10,000 a game. The owner of the NBA San Antonio Spurs just bought a team in San Antonio. The downtown AAA baseball stadium in Louisville just bought a USL team, and they're selling out every game. This is happening and having success in markets across the U.S. that are smaller than our market, less diverse than our market, in stadiums that are more suburban. And what we found is if you can get that downtown urban stadium, that goes with our fan base. That is the key to this. And we think having a 10,000 seat stadium right in the heart of downtown Las Vegas is perfect. The fans can sing and dance and ole, ole, ole all night for 2 hours and really create that authentic soccer experience, just like you'd see in Mexico City or Buenos Aires or London or Barcelona. We think we can create that right here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and the key, be locals and stuff. And you were just telling me that you would like a local player to get
Absolutely,
the fans really excited.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of exciting announcements coming up, right? From bringing in Major League Soccer teams to a coach to our roster. But one thing that's important to us, we'll have players from all over the globe, and we'll have a roster that is diverse as our community is. But we want to make sure I believe we have a responsibility to the local community to also help those kids and those players that have come from our community. And with 2.2 million people, I have no doubt we're going to find someone for our roster from this community that's going to be able to be a success.
Yeah, really localize it and just get everyone really involved.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming. We love to have you, and I'm already a Lights fan, and I cannot wait for your guys'
Thank you. If I can just say one thing, go to lightsfc.com. Season tickets are starting at $200. 20-plus games, our regular season, our MLS, our Mexican International, and includes an $80 jersey. So there's no reason why no one should give us a shot. It's the best deal in town, lightsfc.com.
Very worth it. All right.
Thank
you so much for having us. All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Lindsay. And for today's discussion, we will be talking about one of the biggest topics in sports at the moment, which is athlete protest. We will be discussing whether or not athletes should be able to use their platforms for awareness and whether they are still considered or still viewed as civilians with the right to state their own opinions even after signing a contract. We will also talk about the criticism Jemele Hill faced after sharing her own opinion on ESPN. And with me today, I have Arlinda, Summer, and Diana. So everybody has their own opinions on the whole national anthem protest going on. But the bigger question here is whether athletes should use their platforms to spread awareness for social causes, or should they just stick to doing what they're being paid to do, which is play sports? Summer, what do you think?
I highly believe that athletes should be able to use their platform to speak of what they believe in. And I just did some research and I found out that a player in Pennsylvania, Division III school, a football player, he had actually lost his scholarship because he kneeled, not just once, but twice. But I think that's outrageous that a college player lost his scholarship because he kneeled.
Yeah.
A silent protest, I think that's ridiculous, and I don't think that's okay, because now it's just gonna impact his whole life, and people are gonna think like, oh, that's his view. He doesn't know how to do anything else, but like, it's ridiculous. I don't think it's okay.
And so this brings up the question, should athletes or public figures in general be able to state their opinions and their values even after signing a contract? Diana, what do you think?
I mean, there's a fine line between your First Amendment rights as a citizen and how you should act in a professional environment. So I definitely think, I mean, that silent protest, like Summer mentioned, absolutely ridiculous. As long as it remains professional and you're being like appropriate, there's no reason why you should get violated for voicing your opinion. Now, I get you're a public figure, people are looking up to you, and there's certain things that you signed up for going into it. However, like I said, if it remains professional, there's no reason why you should be violated for it.
Yeah, and then again, when money gets involved, it gets a little tricky too.
Right.
And then Arlinda, so Jamel Hill faced a lot of criticism after she stated her opinion about the president and his administration on her show on ESPN. So what do you think? Should you be able, or should you, I guess, watch for what you say when you become a representation of like a bigger organization?
You should definitely watch what you say, because no matter what you're doing, you're always representing something else. And she was a part of a big company. Like ESPN is definitely a big brand itself. However, she did state something like in her own personal opinion, but like Diana said, you are a public figure, so it's always conscious to be aware of what you said. However, it's the same thing as like with actors and any other type of entertainers. They always come out like when they're accepting their Academy Award or anything like that. Yeah. They go on stage basically talking or anything like that, protesting. So it's kind of just like she faced a bigger lash about it because she's talking more about sports. And like when I was researching more about it, they were like, they were saying things such as, well, she's more of a sports girl, so her opinion doesn't really matter. So it's kind of like you should watch what you say. However, you do have your own personal opinion.
Okay, well, I'm sure this is not the last we'll hear about all this, so it'll be interesting to see how it all unravels in the future. But for now, we're going to send it back over to the desk.
Thanks, Lupita. The UNLV men's soccer team is in the midst of a run to hopefully a WAC tournament title and maybe the NCAA tournament. Summer Crawley explains, the way fans kick off their home game is a tad different.
I'm here at the Rebel Mafia tailgate party at Peter Jumahan Memorial Field, where everything is free.
The Rebel Mafia tailgate party is put on by the UNLV Rebels Soccer Foundation. The foundation is 2 years old and is comprised of businessmen and community leaders. 5 of the 12 board directors of the foundation are former UNLV soccer players.
This is fantastic. When I was here, there was no tailgate party, and now that we can create something for them before a game. Now we got 1,000 people coming before a game, getting ready, listening to great music, and getting ready for the game. So this is fantastic.
The tailgate offers free food, drinks, live music, and entertainment to all Rebel fans before each men's home soccer games. The tailgate is free with the purchase of a game ticket or Rebel ID.
I personally think it's a lot of fun to come out and have the music and then be able to watch everyone play. So it's a good experience. I like it a lot.
With the help of fundraising, branding, community awareness, and support, the foundation and UNLV men's soccer can be notably recognized in the nation.
Our main goal for the Soccer Foundation is to create an atmosphere and also to help our atmosphere before the game, bring more people awareness to the game of soccer as well for both programs, for the men's soccer and also for women's, but it's also to help the players on and off the field is our main goal. So we're going to help them while they're here at UNLV and after they graduate as well.
Be sure to catch a Rebel soccer game and the tailgate action this fall. For the Rebel Report, I'm Summer Crawley.
The men's soccer team played in the first round of the WAC tournament November 8th, where they defeated Grand Canyon 2-1. They will also play Seattle in the semifinals Friday, November 10th at 7 p.m.
Well, it's almost the end of the show, but this week we wanted to wrap things up a little bit differently, so we decided to have a little fun with some of our most loyal Rebel basketball fans.
Our reporters Diana Zainadine and Lindsay Duvally challenged the fans to some b-ball trivia at last Friday's exhibition game against Alaska. Let's see how well our fans really know the Rebels.
The 2017-2018 Rebel basketball season's kicking off. We thought we'd have some fun and see who's a real fan. So maybe ask some trivia questions.
It should be fun. Let's see how well these fans really know their basketball team. UNLV established?
1957.
Nice. And who was the first ever basketball coach for UNLV?
First ever? I'll say Tarkanian. No, it wasn't, but I'll say Tarkanian because I don't know anybody else.
And last question. What year was the first ever basketball season for the UNLV Runnin Rebels?
1959. 61.
All right, so here are the answers. UNLV was established in 1957. The first ever UNLV basketball coach was Michael Drakulich, and the first ever Runnin Rebels season occurred a year after UNLV was established in 1958.
So who is our current coach right now?
It did switch. Ask them who the last coach was.
Who was the last coach? Marvin.
That's current coach. Who was the old coach, though? You know who the old coach was.
Coach Rice?
Yeah, that's true. There was Coach Rice. Do you guys know who our rival is? They're a wolf.
Set it outside.
They're blue. We don't like them. Reno. Okay, maybe. Oh, this is a little harder, but do you guys happen to know? I'll let your dad come answer this one maybe. Who was our preseason Mountain West Freshman of the Year?
Rowan? Neko?
Brandon
McCoy.
UNLV basketball coach is Marvin Menzies, returning for his second season. Our rivals are the University of Nevada, Reno, and our Mountain West preseason Freshman of the Year is Brandon McCoy. So what year did we win the national championship?
1990.
Awesome. And and who was the coach at that time?
Tark the Shark.
Wow, that was my next question. I was going to ask what was his nickname.
Yeah.
What was his real name?
Jerry Tarkanian.
100%. You're the first one today. Good job.
Are you kidding me?
100% first one today.
These aren't real fans, and if you haven't gotten 100%, come on, those are basic.
Well, that was fun, and we hope you guys learned some fun facts as well along the way.
Plus, we hope the basketball team does really good this season.
For Rebel Report, I'm Diana Zainuddin.
And I'm Lindsay Navali.
Thanks, Lindsay and Diana.
That was cute.
Tark the Shark.
Tark the Shark.
I knew all those facts.
Oh yeah, every single one of them.
Every one of the answers.
Well versed in UNLV history.
So I mean, I hope you guys learned some great trivia answers there.
Yeah, like I think so. If I do math correctly, which is not a lot, yeah, but I think that means that the Runnin Rebels basketball season is going to be coming up on their 50th year.
58.
Right.
67.
28. Well, 2018.
It's already 50 years. I think it's 60 years. No.
It's one of them.
2018.
It's one of them.
50. Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Something like that.
Well, here's another question. Where can fans get Runnin Rebel tickets?
I know the answer to that one. You can get season tickets for the Runnin Rebs season either at unlvtickets.com or by calling 702-739-3267 or by visiting the Thomas & Mack Center box office.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for the show today. I wish I could be here all day with Haley. But be sure to catch next week's show for another great episode of the Rebel Report.
And if you're looking for more updates on the latest Las Vegas sports news, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Rebel Report UNLV. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.